After joining an international cooking competition, fixed income trader Lica Ibarra took a leap of faith and left the corporate world. From being a self-made chef to a budding entrepreneur, Lica is now living her dream. Inspired by her grandmother's dishes and fueled by her passion for cooking, Chef Lica is now ready to serve and share her food to Filipino diners. Chef Lica Ibarra, welcome to Leading Women.
Thank you.
Are you used to being called chef?
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm still getting there. My staff would call me chef. I still cringe. Yeah.
But you look when they call you.
Yeah, I still look, of course.
Yeah, here inside your restaurant, but
Yes.
outside when people call you Chef Lica, hey.
Well, I still acknowledge. I get kilig when they call me a chef, of course, because that's always been my dream. And now I'm here and I'm working for it. I'm working for the title. And maybe soon enough, I'll be comfortable hearing chef before my name.
You were a banker.
Yes.
Before
That's
becoming a
correct.
chef.
Straight out of college, I worked in a bank for 5 years. And then I joined a show called MasterChef Asia. And that was the stepping stone. And that started my career and it helped me pursue my dream to work in the kitchen.
Did you tell anyone that you wanted to join MasterChef? Because when you join competitions like that, you have to be away for a long time.
Yes. Of course, my family. I told my family. Some of my office mates, I told, of course. My family was very supportive. They knew where I wanted to be, like 10 years from now, during that time.
When you told your boss and they were very supportive, was that a move for you to leave the banking industry and pursue a career in the culinary industry?
Well, it was always at the back of my head after the show when I got back. In fact, when I got back, I still continued my work in the bank. Probably after less than a year, I asked myself, what am I doing in the bank? Right?
Yeah,
what am
were
I
you
still doing in the bank, right? I already know what I want to be. I already know where I want to be. One day, I just woke up and I said, I'm going to go to work early. In the office, I'm going to write my resignation letter and then give it to my boss. And that's what I did. And then I got home, I told everyone I quit my job. I prayed, of course, before doing that. I prayed because it was really a leap of faith. I asked him to guide me, and he did. He did. Everything turned out well.
Famous for the vast pool of dining establishments and cool places to hang out, Poblacion has become the go-to spot in the metro. Located in this food hub is Lica's newest restaurant and bar. And tonight, she takes me inside Abacá and Enye. Chef Lica, we're here in Poblacion.
Yes.
It's starting to get busy. It's the hottest place in Metro Manila. But before everybody comes to Poblacion and everybody starts having so much fun, I'm going to have my own personal fun.
Yes.
As you take me on the Abacá tour.
Yeah, it's a short Pobla tour.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
called a Pobla
Pobla
tour.
tour.
So Chef Lica will take me on a Pobla tour and you're coming with us.
My favorite cocktail here is the Kalesa. The Kalesa is like our version of a Moscow Mule.
With your menu, which is mostly Filipino.
Well, we changed our menu recently. We wanted to cater more to the crowd around this area. So we have a lot of hearty silog meals, which I think Filipinos are very fond of. Filipinos are fond of all-day breakfast.
Yes.
Right, so we have that. We have vegan options. Some of our signature dishes like the avocado toast, the bucatini, the chicken and waffle. So I would say it's eclectic comfort food. It's not just all Filipino. There's other from other countries as well.
And the vibe here in Abacá, that's very homey.
Yes, that's
we
how
were
we want.
talking outside that you feel like you're just in your neighbor's home.
Yes, that's how we wanted it to feel like. Upstairs is Enye, it's our bar. So it's a different feel upstairs. The theme is steampunk. So we wanted it to have two worlds. So when you're down here, it's very homey, you have a meal. And then when you're ready for a drink, you go up and it's a totally different vibe. design is actually steampunk.
Steampunk?
Yes, steampunk.
So what is steampunk?
So it's a very millennial theme.
Okay.
We wanted something hip and refreshing and something that's not that common. It's a different feel.
You don't have to go anywhere else.
No,
you
you
just
don't
have,
have
to
to-
go upstairs
Right.
for that feel,
Yeah.
for a different kind
Like
of...
two in one
yeah.
in one place.
Good. I mean, did you really envision your restaurant to have a bar?
It was a effort from all the partners to actually have a bar attached to the restaurant.
How about the bar chow? You have your... I saw there on your glass
Yeah.
board, you have the takoyaki
Takoyaki
wedges,
wedges.
you have your nachos.
Yes. All our bar chow, actually, our bar chow dishes are all bestsellers. You should really try the Wagyu sticks.
We're here at the bar.
And this is Alex. Alex
Hi.
will prepare my favorite signature drink here, which is the kalesa.
Kalesa, okay. Cup.
Yeah, the cup is very Pinoy. There's a lot of vodka in there. No wonder coffee and pineapple.
There you have your favorite kalesa.
You can try it now.
Try it now.
Coming up, Lica shares a special recipe next on Leading Women. Abacá's cozy vibe and Enye's steampunk design add more flavor to the wonderful dining experience at Poblacion. Aside from the resto bar's aesthetic, Lica ultimately takes pride in their delectable food. Now, she shows me a special recipe which she hopes to include in their menu.
So, Chef Lica, we are here at the kitchen of Abacá. Thank you for having us. And we're going to share with all of them, or you're going to share with all of them, this recipe which is not available here yet.
Not yet. So this is still in the R&D process, but soon it will be here. We'll serve this here, and I'd like to show everyone how it's being. We prepare it.
Okay. Chef, what's the name of the dish?
It's a kinilaw na hipon sa gata.
Okay, is this a family recipe?
No, it's not. It's my own recipe. I made it easy for you. We're
Thank
just gonna
you.
put everything together. So of course we have the shrimp, which is the main ingredient of this dish. So this is a mixture. This is my gata mixture with some spices already in there. We have bell peppers, mango, pineapple, ginger, onions, minced garlic, mint and cilantro, red onions, and then for garnish we have kaffir lime leaves, cilantro and lime. And of course, here we have for texture is the wonton chips.
All right.
All right.
What do I
You
have to
wanna
do?
First things first, I'd like you to put in the shrimp.
Just put everything in?
Put everything in.
Okay.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
And then let's add in our fruits, pineapple and mangoes.
All right. How much of the pineapple and the mango do we need?
About 2 tablespoons only.
Okay.
If you can add more. So what's nice about kilawin or ceviche in English, you can play around with it. You can make it your own version.
Okay.
So I like putting fruits in it just so that there are different flavors. Just half
Can I
of the
use the
garlic.
same
Yes,
spoon?
just use the same spoon. Half of the onions. The ginger, so there's the ginger. This is minced cilantro. This also adds color to the dish. So bell peppers, I like using a variety of colors.
Okay.
And then just mix everything. You can use 2 spoons or just 1 spoon.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so now that I've mixed
Now that you
everything-
mix it, we are gonna plate it. Put first the sauce and then we'll put shrimp on top as well. More sauce.
I'm not gonna be shy to eat it.
And then that's
Ooh, yummy. It's nice that it's oozing.
put
Okay.
this.
For the crunchy texture.
Yeah, crunchy texture. So you have this on the side. Design it any way you want it.
Ooh. And there you have it. Chef Lica's kilawin sa gata.
Go ahead, dig in any way you want to dig in. You can use the wonton chip. You can
Okay.
use your utensils. You can put the shrimp on,
On the
chip.
chip.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna put the shrimp on the chip. So I like it spicy and very magata.
I like spicy.
Yeah. just the way I like it. And the crunch of the wonton and all the spices.
And the textures together.
Yeah, so good.
Thank you.
Despite working in the bank, Lica believes that her cooking skills are innate, with her style mostly influenced by her family.
What got you in the bank in the first place?
My course.
What is your course in?
Economics. We live in the Philippines and you always have to follow your parents.
Oh,
and that was their path for me. As a very obedient daughter, I pursued that path they wanted. I grew up in a house of really good home cooks. Like my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt. They're very good home cooks. My grandmother, I think, is the best. She cooks like the old school way, and all my old school techniques, Filipino techniques, are because of my grandmother. So that's what I have with me, that's what I brought with me, and that's what I'll always bring with me in the kitchen. It's always digging through your roots, always remembering where you're from, because like they say, even though it sounds like a cliche, you have to cook from the heart. And if you just cook for the sake of cooking without any feelings, I don't think your dishes will come out as good as you want it to be without the TLC, right?
So TLC from your mom, your aunts, your grandma. Were you inside the kitchen
Yes,
while
I grew up.
they were?
I grew up in the kitchen. At a very young age of 8 years old, I would remember. My family, they love parties. They love having friends and family over. And we would cook. We would have feasts all the time. And I would always be there, always wanting to help them out. My grandmother has passed on a lot of her secret recipes to me. Now I serve them in my catering business. I have a catering business at home. So that's her kare-kare, her lengua, her kalyos. So those are really good recipes that she passed on to me with verbally. They're all still in my head.
Up next, Lica tells us what it's like to be a female chef in this male-dominated food industry. Next on Leading Women. Fully committed to being a chef, Lica opened her first restaurant called Cartilla in Bonifacio Global City. Now, she has entered the core of Poblacion with Abacá and Enye, but admits that having her own business is challenging at times.
From that day that you resigned, that you shocked your family with that resignation, and your boss, I'm sure, as well. What was the first thing you did?
I celebrated. I went out, I ate, but then of course the next day I focused, wrote down a plan to have a business. And then a month after, I was taken by a group. They asked me to help them with a restaurant to set up the kitchen. This was Cartilla, so that was my very first restaurant. Cartilla and BGC.
Putting up a restaurant and people approaching you, asking you for help inside the kitchen, and you liked it.
I loved it.
Okay,
loved it.
like is not even
Yeah,
the word,
I
it's
loved it.
love.
Yeah.
So, and when you love something that you do, you're more passionate about
Right,
it.
it doesn't
You're
feel
more
like work.
excited
It
about
doesn't feel like work at all.
Cartilla, tell us about the experience inside the kitchen of Cartilla.
It was the very first time I actually worked and managed my own kitchen. There was a lot of baby steps. I learned so much from it. It was very difficult, very stressful, but it compared to be stress in the bank, stress in the corporate world, I would take stress in the kitchen any day.
Why?
Anytime. Because it's something I love. At the end of the day, even though you're so stressed, you feel so fulfilled. Like I lie down and I know I'm gonna have about 2 hours of sleep only, but I still wake up. I still wake up for it. There's no fake sick leave. unlike when you're in a bank and you're out late because of work, and then the next day you're like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I'm gonna fake my sick leave. There's none of that. I still go to work every day.
What do you remember most about the Cartilla?
Peeping out from the kitchen door and seeing people eat your food and liking it and smiling, that's the best feeling.
With the learnings and the teachings and the best feeling ever, you took those emotions and came up with your own restaurant.
Right.
Abacada.
Yes.
Poblacion is like the hottest place in Metro Manila.
Right
when
now,
you say
yes.
Poblacion, you're like, okay, I've gone to the best restaurants, I've seen the best people eat. And people who come here to Abacada would like to enjoy, would like to eat, would like to get to know the chef inside the kitchen who serves the best food. How do you feel about you putting up Abacada and Poblacion being the hottest place in town? Good thing you were able to get a spot.
A spot, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say #blessed. Because it's hard to get a spot here. People are dying to penetrate the market. It was like winning a lottery, like having a spot here in Poblacion in a very, very, very good location. It was an honor for us that, you know, they were able to take us in.
The process of coming up with Abacada, it's not easy to put up a restaurant,
No, it
to put up
isn't.
your menu, to gather everyone together, to come up with a concept. What was the process like?
It's always exciting to build a restaurant. It's when it's starting, when it's very stressful, right? But then it's my dream, so it felt really good. The entire process felt really good.
You're such a dreamer, Lica.
Yeah, I am.
Your dreams become reality.
I think dreams shouldn't just be dreams when you're asleep. I think dreams are there for you to catch them, for you to make it real. Because a dream shouldn't just be a dream. A dream should always turn into reality. So, you know the saying, kung gusto mo,
Maraming
ma-
paraan.
yeah, kung ayaw mo, maraming dahilan.
Yes.
Yes, I always ask myself why. Why can't I make it happen? I can make it happen. If you want to make it happen, it will always happen. You just have to focus and believe in yourself and have the right amount of confidence.
And be fearless.
And
you
be
think.
fearless, yeah.
Are the Filipinos, are their taste when it comes to food, even Filipino food, what is it like? Has it changed? Has it remained?
I think Filipinos are becoming more sophisticated when it comes to food. Filipinos are very safe. They're very safe eaters. But now, if you notice, the food scene in the Philippines has evolved.
It's so much fun.
It's so much fun. Yes, that's right. I am still waiting though for the Filipinos to accept tasting menus. Tasting menus are very fun for me because the chef gets to play around with dishes and be more creative. And that's what I want Filipinos to accept how a chef is an artist and not just, you know, to fill your stomach. So the kitchen is always fun for me. It's like my playground.
Lica believes that being a female chef is not a hindrance to achieving her dreams.
I imagine the kitchen to be so much fun, so much energy. There are also disagreements inside the kitchen.
Yes,
you
of
can't
course.
help that.
Yeah.
And being a female chef, you have male staff.
Yes, you have to be tougher than usual.
Is that difficult for you, or it's second nature to you to be tougher than you really are?
Everyone that enters the kitchen knows how it is to be in the kitchen, how tough it is to be in the kitchen. You can't be sensitive, emotionally sensitive. You cannot, because you'll always be screamed at in the kitchen. Although sometimes it's not a good attitude to have, to scream in the kitchen, but sometimes it just happens. And you're actually making food for people to eat. So everything has to be clean, has to be perfect. You know, you're serving food that people are gonna put in their mouths and into their body. So you have to be strict with that.
Your dreams, you dream wide awake.
Yes, I do.
You dream big.
Yes, I do.
And once those dreams become a reality, does it make you want to stop and just enjoy the moment, or keep pursuing your hopes and dreams and aspirations?
I guess it would be a nightmare to stop. Right? Like you said, I dream wide awake, and to stop dreaming is a nightmare. I don't think I'll ever stop dreaming. I'm already here. I'm where I want to be, and there's nothing else to do. I mean, I can't stop this, right? Unless, you know, my legs are cut off, I don't have hands anymore. But as long as I can do it, I will do it.
So Abacada is here. This is where you are meant to be. A leading woman to you, Lica. What does it mean to be a leading woman?
A leading woman has the heart to be someone. She's not scared to be who she wants to be. She is one that influences other people to dig inside their hearts and figure out what they want to do. I want people to know that it is possible to take that leap of faith. It's not going to be easy. It's always going to be difficult. But once you're there, it's going to be more than rewarding.
Thank you very much, Chef Lica, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
your beautiful journey with us, for sharing your dreams with all of us, and for inspiring us to dream wide awake.
Thank you.
Lica Ibarra is the perfect example of someone who never gives up on her dreams. Despite having a different profession for years, Lica knew what she always wanted to be, a Filipino chef who takes pride in our food and culture. With Abacá and Enye on her plate, she's now ready to share her love for food to the rest of the world.